So I went to my annual auction at my local fish club, and I didn't get any footage of the actual auction. I was actually a runner there, but I was able to capture some amazing interviews with some awesome people. And so here's what I got. So if you're interested in these kind of videos, hey everybody, Susie Q here. I'm headed to my auction and I'm not bringing any fish. Had a little meltdown trying to bag them. So I think I need a little practice. Let me show you the fish I was going to bring. My baby angels. Red-tailed Dalmatian platies, which I just love these guys. They are awesome. I started breeding them last summer for this purpose. Volunteered to be a runner at the auction, and I can't wait. This is going to be my first annual auction. And I also asked a couple people if I could interview them, because this one guy who's super nice to me since the time I got there, he's going to be there, and he's in the BAP program. I'm going to ask him about that. And I'm going to find out about how long the society has been around. So why don't you come join me to my Bucks County Aquarium Society yearly annual auction. Let's go. Howdy, Susie Q here at Q Aquatics, and today is auction day. Let's go take a look. Hi guys, this is the registration table. That's Kelly, and your name is again?
Steven.
Steven.
Good morning.
So I am going to register for the first auction I've ever been to in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I actually tried to
fish.
bring fish, and I couldn't bag. I ended up having nervous breakdowns that I'm not bringing.
It takes
I tried to
practice.
bag, I tried, I was like, how do people do that? How are your puffers?
I actually brought them in. They're so hard to, like, live foods are really difficult.
Oh, I do frozen bloodworm.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I got them really quick. I had to hold the bloodworm though and jiggle it until they didn't realize it was dead.
Yeah.
But yes, I think I want to run a tab.
Okay, run a tab. Okay, so you're number
I'm going to be a
5.
runner.
11.
What a great number, 5'11".
All right. So, name, please.
Susie Q, Q Aquatics. Okay.
Susan O'Connor. Email, please.
QUE. Okay, we're going to get started. First thing up today is the... Hi everybody, we're here with Callie. Hi Callie, what is your title here?
So I'm the president of the Bucks County Aquarium Society.
And if somebody was going to ask you, why would somebody join the Bucks County Aquarium Society, what would you say?
Above all, we have a really friendly group of fish hobbyists, and they are
I can
very
attest to that.
Yeah, very knowledgeable. So there's a lot of participation on our Facebook group as far as if you have a question, you can just post and you have a huge group of people who will answer your question for you, as well as you get to participate in events like this, which is really cool because you see a huge amount of fish that will come out. And I mean, later you'll see, because it's already starting, you see all those bags, but it will get crazy pretty soon. We also run different member events. A lot of the times we'll go to a aquarium and we'll get a behind the scenes tour, which is pretty neat as well. So there's a lot that you can get into as part of a club.
And how long have you been in the club?
5 years, I think, something like that.
And how long have you been collecting fish or taking care of fish?
Oh dear. So I had sea monkeys when I was younger.
Yeah,
as
did
well
it a
as
lot of
people? Probably 15 years, but only seriously the last 10, I would say.
Wow.
So
And how many tanks do you have?
18 that are running at this point, and 5 that are empty, which I mean might be remedied today.
Nice!
So, I have empty tanks. I want to fill them.
Oh, me too! Awesome, awesome. So how many members would you say you have?
So
Wait, I can say we have because I'm a part of this now.
Excellent. I would say active membership is somewhere between 60 and 70. We have a few that haven't re-upped. The full list is somewhere around 90. But as far as monthly participation, it's more around 30 or 40 that come out to the meetings each month. We have a really good participation, and I'm seeing a lot of new faces lately.
Nice. Now I saw on the website you have a lot of sister clubs. What does that mean?
So, in a hobby as small as ours, you have to be friendly with those around you. And in a fish club, it's easy to be friendly because it's very regional. So anytime I see someone reaching out who's in a different area, hey, go to this club. This is our sister club. You know, go out to them, because most of the time you might be too far, but they might not be. So, you know, Aquarium Society of Lancaster County, Cichlid Clubs of York, the North Jersey and Jersey Shore Aquarium Societies. We have a lot in this area.
I think we're very blessed.
We are lucky. Within 2 hours of here, you can get to most of those clubs. So.
Now, do you go to any of those club meetings?
Occasionally. And I will be going to the Keystone Clash, which will be a joint venture between, I believe is it the CCY and the Aquarium Club of Lancaster County. But that will be in September, and I will be heading the new killifish part of it. So come bring killies. It'll be fun.
Do you have killifish?
Of course.
Nice.
I like them. So.
Well, I found online, the fish fam, we call it, community is so friendly.
Yes, I'm part of that as well.
I am finding that...
Floppy forever.
That this club is the same way.
Yep.
People just share their information. Like I bought some angelfish a couple months ago, and it had somebody's card on it who raised them, sample fish. I got like some of the best deals here at the auctions.
Exactly.
And this is my first yearly auction, so I'm very excited.
Awesome.
So what would you like to say to anybody out there thinking about coming into a fish club?
Just try it out. You'll either like it or you don't, but 90% of the time you're going to like it, and you're going to find fish that you didn't know existed, and you're going to find people knowledgeable about keeping them, and you're just going to love it.
Thank you, Callie. Thank you for taking time out to talk.
You're very welcome. Enjoy the auction.
So hi everybody, I'm here with Tom Bennett.
Hey, how's it going?
And he's one of the first people I've ever met when I came to the Aquarium Society, and he made me feel very, very welcome. So I wanted to make sure I grabbed him aside and was able to talk to him for a few minutes. I just heard at the last meeting he was in the BAP program, so I wanted to know a little bit more about it. What do you tell me about the BAP program?
So BAP stands for Breeders Award Program, and basically you breed fish, bring in at least 6 of any fish, and you get points for breeding. And the points are basically based on like how rare it is. So like the more rare the fish, the more points you get. And at the end of the year, they have a banquet for our club, and I guess you like win a gift card if you have the most points. So.
But you did win an award, right?
Yeah, I came last year. Last year I came in 3rd place, so I'm hoping to win this year. So.
Oh, awesome!
Racking up all my points.
So what are you currently breeding?
Right now I mostly have different types of Neocaridina shrimp, and I have also some Caridina. So a lot of shrimp. I think I have like 6 shrimp tanks going right now.
Wow.
Also working on live bears, because that's easy points right there. So trying to get my summer tubs filled this summer. So far I have 2 tubs up right now, and I used basically terracotta pots, and I coated them with a waterproofing agent, and then so I have what do I have? I have white clouds, and I have zebradanios, so hopefully that's kind of foolproof there. So we'll see what happens.
Wow! Now is this on an honor system? How do they know how many you've bred?
So you have to bring them in. So you bring in the fish, you bring in 6 of the fish that you breed, and then you submit a form, and then they, observe, make sure you have 6 in the bag.
Ah, so are those some of the fish that I bid on every month for the auction?
Yeah, if you see BAP on the bag, that's what that is.
Ah, very interesting. So how long have you been keeping fish?
Well, I've always had fish growing up. Like my dad was into saltwater when I was growing up, so we had saltwater tanks. And then I didn't really get into it myself until maybe like when I was in high school, so like 10 years ago or so. But I didn't really get the MTS, the multiple tank syndrome, until I started with the shrimp, and that was about 4 years ago. So I went from having a 65 and a 37 to now I'm up to like 12 tanks, ranging from like 150 to 10 gallons.
So are any of those planted tanks?
All of them are planted tanks, except for, I have a tank with some big cichlids that would tear them up. So I have a Waru cichlid and a Severum. Can't keep any plants with them. They're actually my plant garbage disposal. So if I have like trimmings, I'll throw them in there and they eat them up.
So I did see that last year you were in the Reefapalooza aquascaping contest with Dustins Fishtanks.
I was.
How did that feel? What was your experience?
So that was my first time ever doing anything like that, and it was a great experience. I got to go into the show early, look at all the vendors. I mean, that's not what it was about, but that was a nice perk. It was definitely a good learning experience, and I think if I were to do it again, I would do better. I mean, I think my scape turned out really nice, but I think next time I would have just took a little bit more time, because I feel like I was one of the first ones to finish, and you really gotta, you really gotta think outside the box, or like really like the ones that won were like the really abstract, crazy scapes.
Yeah, it's like rocks going
right
up and above.
Right.
Yeah,
like
that
3
was crazy.
feet above the tank. So I have, if you want to do something like that, make sure you are on the extreme side.
So, are there advantages for you joining the Bucks County Aquarium Society?
Yeah, I mean, not only do you get to hang out with cool people like this here, but every month if you have fish that you're breeding, it gives you a chance to like share what you're breeding, make a few extra bucks, and also just learn about fish. So they always have a great speaker every month. This time we had Ted Coletti.
Oh, he was amazing,
yeah,
wasn't he?
He's always entertaining. I like him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you get to learn about fish. You get to buy new fish, share what fish you have at home, and it's always a good time. Plus, they have the raffles.
I love the raffles. I get
Yeah.
a lot of food.
Yeah,
a lot of my fish food.
I don't buy my fish food anymore. I just get it all from the raffle. So
Awesome. And how long have you been in this fish club?
I want to say this is my 3rd year.
Very nice.
So I'm fairly new compared to some of the people.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of old long timers.
yeah, but I think in the past year or two, the club has really grown a lot.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm sure you've seen it too. Even this past year, I feel like we have a lot of new members. So
Very nice. Well, thank you. Is there any tips or tricks you want to give any fish keeper out there?
yeah, if I had to give you a tip, I would say try to get your family or significant other into the fish thing too, because it makes it easier for you in the long run. When you want to get a fish tank or come to one of these auctions, it makes the whole thing a lot easier. So try to get your family involved in it.
Very good. Very good. Thank you for taking time out.
Thanks.
Look at who I found.
Hi.
So, how many years have you been coming here? Because I found out about Bucks County Aquarium Society because of your channel.
This is only my 2nd time here.
So, did you bring fish this time?
Yeah, just 54 lots.
Do you belong to any other aquarium societies?
Yeah,
Fish groups?
Jersey Shore and North Jersey.
Oh, I did see you in a fish store one time too.
You did?
I did when
You
I was
bought
down
my
there for
fish.
work. I did. A little tiny platy.
You can buy more
I
today
probably will.
here. Or on my website, michaelsfishroom.com.
And how long have you been keeping fish?
Like a day or two? No. Pretty much all my life.
I don't know how do you back up. Okay, yeah.
I've had my fish room for a little more than 2 years, but I've always really kept fish.
What kind of fish do you like? Oh, you do a lot of breeding for profit.
I do. I sell fish. That's my goal. But I mostly have guppies and other live bearers, and I've been getting into plecos lately, and I do have some goldfish and some Oscars as well.
Okay, I got into angelfish because I saw you were selling angelfish and breeding angelfish, and I thought it'd be a nice project to start. So now I have like 50 angelfish, and I couldn't figure out how to bag them to bring them.
It's easy. You could probably Google it or
I did.
go on YouTube.
And every time I tried to double bag and flip it upside down, that didn't work out so well.
I'll show you one day.
I would love to see that. So here are two of the members of the Bucks County Aquarium Society. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Gary Jones. Been around
And how long have you been around?
Since the conception of the club.
Oh, wow. What year was that?
I couldn't remember back. 25 years ago. So
Wow.
And I'm Mark Denaro.
And how long have you been?
Been in the club since I moved to Pennsylvania, which was early 2000s.
Wow. So what kind of benefits do you guys see as being a club member?
Just hanging out with other club members, sharing information. Just a lot of fun. Place to get fish.
seeing the excitement of others.
Yep.
So I'm finding out that the fish keeping hobby is a lot deeper than I've only been in the fish keeping hobby for 1 year. And it's a lot deeper than I know. You guys were talking about conservation.
Well, the biggest problem we have today is, people not understanding that collecting wild fish in a sustainable manner is not just beneficial for getting the fish or seeing new species, but it's beneficial for the community that's collecting them. If we don't help either islanders in Indonesia or the Philippines, or we don't help villagers in Amazon collect fish in a sustainable way, they'll still have to make money or find protein sources for their children, for their families. And if they're not making money, they need to make money in the Amazon, they'll move into mining or they'll move into deforestation. If we don't provide them proper ways to collect fish in Indonesia and the Philippines, they'll use unsustainable ways to collect food fish, either through dynamite or cyanide or whatever method they have. They won't care about the environment. So education, providing a way to it, and providing a source of those sales of ornamental fish, whether it's here in the US or whether it's in Europe or England or wherever it may be, is a very good way to help protect the environment, have people here respect the environment, and have people there also find ways to feed their families, make the money and fish for the food. So the community of fish keeping is much greater than just having a colorful fish.
Right, and that's like my experience so far is walking into my local fish store and picking up fish, not thinking where they came from, how they were collected, how they were bred. I haven't even dove that deep into it.
That's where everybody starts. But a lot of people who become serious hobbyists go way beyond that and learn about all this. And you have to give the people living where these animals are from an incentive to protect that environment. As Gary was saying, if you don't have an incentive to protect it so that you can protect your livelihood, your children's livelihood. A lot of times collectors are some of the highest paid people in the area.
Oh.
Yeah, so, we're not talking about places where there's much income. So this can be a really lucrative thing to be involved in. And it's generally passed down from, through the generations within a family. So it's a real incentive to protect that environment rather than just use whatever is there and take it and, not worry about the future, which if you're living at a subsistence level is what you have to do.
Wow. So are there programs where someone like me who's just starting off in the fish hobby could get into? That would help?
One of the greatest programs out there going, in my mind, to understand both sustainability, how you're helping the natural environment, as well as the people indigenous to the area, and how it affects everything, is Project Piaba.
Yep, that's where I was.
And Project Piaba is an organization. It's headed today by Scott Dowd at New England Aquarium, but it's much greater than that. It's a worldwide activity. It is to benefit both the environment and show how bringing those wild fish in and selling them and going back and understanding the environment. So Project Piaba, if you look it up, you'll find it online. You'll learn an awful lot about not only the environment and the benefits of fish keeping. So that's where I would start. There's many programs out there. That's not the only one, but that one is totally nonprofit. That one is totally about helping the environment, and it's been around for quite a long time.
Another one I think is worth mentioning, it's more on the saltwater side, it's Coral Reef Restoration Foundation, which is active down in Florida Keys.
Coral Reef
Restoration Foundation. It's a foundation, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And what do they do?
They they're working with coral reproduction down there and putting corals back onto the reef, trying to rebuild
wow.
the reefs that have been damaged by human activities in the Florida Keys.
Wow.
One of the biggest problems with coral reefs today with the U.S. government is they don't allow structure to go down. And if you look in Indonesia, you look at some areas for coral reef restoration type work. If you look up Mars Sustainable or Mars Coral Reefs, and you'll see some of the work there. There's simple ways to reestablish coral reefs that have been destroyed through dynamite or through destructive practices. And it doesn't have to be expensive, but we do need the cooperation of government, private industry, to educate local people on how to do it. And the U.S. government is not as cooperative, either due to environmental groups thinking they're doing the right thing without the proper education sometimes.
Wow.
So, yes, it's great to see these organizations get stronger and stronger, and there's many out there that are coming along. So
That's interesting. Now, you were talking at the last couple meetings ago for some local things to do. You were talking about, I can't think of the name of it. c.a.r.e.s? Is that?
Oh,
C.a.r.e.s
yeah, the
program.
c.a.r.e.s program,
Okay.
which is originally was an ACA thing. Started within the confines of the ACA. It's dedicated to reproducing endangered species.
Oh, so that's something a hobbyist would do.
Right.
Pure line.
Knowing the location and being able to track the lineage of the fish back into the wild, so you know you're keeping a strain of fish alive that may be in danger in the wild, and in some cases are even extinct in the wild.
So now I know it's not a fish, but I keep axolotls. They're not alive in the wild anymore, are they?
They
Or-
actually are,
Oh.
but in one very polluted place in Mexico City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're endangered, or they're in
Definitely.
danger of being endangered, if not. Okay, okay. Because I do know a lot of hobbyists who breed axolotls. Their main purpose is not for profit; it's to keep axolotls going.
Right. They're neat little beasties.
I love them.
There's a bunch here in the auction today too.
Woo! All right. So how long have you been keeping fish?
I got my first real aquarium, as in one with a filter, in 1970.
Ooh.
I had tanks before that, but never with a filter, never anything that sophisticated.
Wow.
Started keeping saltwater in 76.
Ooh. I can only imagine what some of your saltwater tanks look like.
Very different than they look today.
Ah.
We used to try to grow algae. Algae was a good thing.
Oh, really?
Used to put stuff in to feed the algae to grow hair algae and stuff back in the 70s, yeah.
Wow. I can do that. And how long have you been keeping fish?
I have to say that I got my inspiration for keeping fish from my father. So he kept fish before me. As the story goes, when he went into the Korean War, he had over 1,000 fish in an apartment with my mother. Went to my grandmother's basement. But when I was born, I had a fish tank in front of me, and have always pretty much had one ever since. And then built aquariums and built filtration, and then went back to school for my graduate degrees in aquatics to learn more about what we're doing and how we're doing it and better ways to do it.
So I know you both have professional lives in the aquarium hobby, fish hobby, correct?
Correct?
Yep.
That is cool. That's like a dream job for me.
Yeah, when you make a living at your hobby, it's not like going to work.
Isn't it? It's so true, so true. I think I have a book that you co-wrote with Rachel O'Leary. And you had some talks here, and
Several talks, but yep.
so is there any advice that you would give a new fish hobbyist?
Get out and meet others. And I say that because there's aquarium societies all over the United States, the world today, and you can learn and enjoy so much, either by seeing, doing. When you have a problem, it's so much better to be able to make a phone call for someone to come see your fish and go over and see them. I know the internet's great. There's a lot of great information out there. There's a lot of misinformation out there. So learn from others, and instead of repeating the mistakes, help them help you to learn so you don't have to do those mistakes. But get out to the aquarium societies. Get out and enjoy.
And what about you, Mark?
It's the same thing I was going to say. Seek out your local fish club. You know, there's an aquarium society almost everywhere. Find the one closest to you. If you're interested in a particular group of fish, find the national organization devoted to that type of fish.
I noticed that there was an organization just for like killifish, just for like catfish, just
Yep.
for like...
Bettas. I mean, whatever you're interested in, there's probably a national organization for that group.
Wow, well thank you guys for taking time out. I know you're real busy getting together the auction and doing all the work, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
How amazing are these guys? Like, so if you have a local fish club in your area, I'm telling you, from my experience, it's amazing. I am so happy that I joined a fish club. Bucks County Aquarium Society, you rock. Want to see some of the fish and the plants that I got? I got some fish that need to be acclimated. Got some bulbitis, because you guys know how much I love bulbitis. Longfin calico bristlenose plecos. Red swordtails. I am so stoked about these. Blue dolphins. I don't know if you can see these. So excited. Croaking gouramis. I'm going to try the summer tub. It's Colorado. It's a water lily. I had so much fun. So much fun. So much stinking fun. Yep. So it was my first annual auction and I will absolutely do it again. Quite a good haul. Plus, not to mention all the stuff I got for the pond. I'll record that tomorrow. These I got for $5 each. There was a maximum of 6 that we were allowed to get. So I got some dwarf sage, I got some crypts, I got ranunculus. Not sure if I'm saying that right. Pagastemus. Butterella. How cute is that? And of course I saw this little stuffed axolotl and had to have it. Tell me that's not the cutest axolotl. Sorry, I just can't help it. Oh, here it is. I just thought she was so pretty and someone was just giving it away, so. How pretty is that? I'll put that on my shelf. So right now I'm gonna acclimate these. I have some quarantine tanks set up, cycled, and ready to go. Thanks for joining me on my trip to my very first Bucks County Aquarium Society auction. It was amazing. See you next time.